Thank you, 11, for inspiring us here and bringing this together. It's just what needs to happen, really, is these kinds of things that bring creative expression and community together on the land, in country. And, you know, I feel like we're weaving in and out of ideas about standing up for forests today, and also just connecting with each other and with nature, and that's exactly what we need to do. And so on those lines, I'd just like to speak to, you know, how QFAG kind of arose, QFAG being the Queer Forest Affinity or Action Group, but basically the Northeast Forest Alliance let us know. We are the Northeast Forest Alliance, any group can be part of it, but basically brought to our attention that the government wants to do another round of these 20-year contracts called regional forest agreements that we thought had come to an end. So the last contract has come to an end, and they want to now renew the contracts, and they want to put in place new logging guidelines that basically remove the protections that have been previously in place. So like an example of that is, for example, the buffers on rivers and creeks. I think they want to move it down to 3 meters, you know, where we had 10 meters. So they're restricting the environmental protections, removing the need to do surveying, and it already was a disgrace anyway, and now it's becoming frighteningly so, almost ludicrous, and frightening in how much devastation would occur in this next round of logging. So we know there's other solutions with plantations and other materials and so forth. And at this point in time, the Northeast Forest Alliance, which basically is a loose collection of individuals and groups stretching down south of Sydney and up here to the north coast, but basically at this point the call is to stop logging in state forests, that it's enough, that the native forests now need our support to just stay intact, and for the biodiversity to survive, the logging needs to stop. You know, I feel strongly about witnessing what's happening and also standing up, you know, so even if it's, you know, just standing up in ourselves and saying, no, I don't want this to happen, this isn't what I want to leave, you know, for future generations. That, also, it feels good to stand up. You know, so many people are suffering from grief and apathy and despair and so forth about what's happening to the planet. So, you know, when we can do something like this, it just feels so, isn't this just a beautiful way to spend a Sunday together in a meaningful way? And that's how it is when we come together, I think. And so, you know, I don't think we're going to see blockades this time around. This is kind of the new blockade. That's what I reckon. This is the new blockade. And if we can take this idea from today and maybe let other things germinate that maybe go out into the streets a bit more and that sort of thing, then that's actually the new blockade. The government has already figured out ways to shut down blockades really quickly. We don't want to end up at that place. We want to stop it before it gets there.